Are you tired of the constant struggle, the never-ending quest for fulfillment that leaves you feeling empty and unfulfilled? Have you ever wondered if there's a way to escape the relentless cycle of pain and disappointment, to find a path towards true, lasting happiness? You are not alone. For centuries, powerful forces have actively suppressed the knowledge that could unlock your true potential, keeping you trapped in a state of perpetual dissatisfaction. But what if I told you that hidden within the mundane details of your daily life lies a pathway to a life of profound joy, abundance, and expanded consciousness? This audiobook is your guide to that path. It unveils the ancient wisdom of a forgotten master, leading you through the byways of blessedness, revealing the secrets to a life of unwavering joy and inner peace. But this is not just about gaining knowledge, it's about transformation. This knowledge is a powerful tool for unlocking your true potential, for breaking free from the shackles of fear, limitation, and suffering. Embrace this journey, and together we will explore the profound impact of our daily beginnings, the power of finding joy in even the smallest tasks, the transformative potential of facing and overcoming challenges, the liberation that comes from shedding unnecessary burdens, the richness of hidden sacrifices that lead to inner peace, the profound power of extending unconditional sympathy to all beings, the liberating truth of forgiveness, releasing the shackles of resentment, the beauty of seeing no evil, replacing judgment with compassion, the path towards abiding joy, a state of constant inner peace, the profound power of silence and solitude for cultivating inner wisdom, the importance of standing alone, finding your strength within, the simple laws of life that lead to ultimate fulfillment, the ultimate happy ending, the realization of perfect blessedness. This knowledge is for everyone. Whether you are a seasoned seeker on the path of spiritual awakening or just starting to explore the possibilities of inner peace, this audiobook will empower you to embrace the extraordinary journey of self-discovery and unlock the boundless potential within. Support the channel and help us bring this transformative knowledge to the masses. Your contribution, no matter how small, will help us create more life-changing content, empowering individuals to live lives filled with joy and purpose. Donate by clicking the link in the description or texting I Love Yoga to 53555. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more valuable content. Now let's embark on this transformative journey together. Chapter 1: The Seeds of Destiny, Unlocking the Power of Beginnings. Key takeaway: the way we begin our days, our tasks, and our thoughts has a profound impact on the overall quality of our lives. The book opens by emphasizing the significance of beginnings, both in the material and spiritual realms. Just as a small acorn can grow into a mighty oak, a simple thought can lead to a transformative journey. Each beginning is a cause that sets in motion a chain of effects, ultimately shaping our destiny. This chapter urges us to be mindful of our daily beginnings, especially how we start our day. Rising early, engaging in purposeful activities, and approaching our tasks with a positive and focused mindset can create a ripple effect of positive energy throughout the day. Reflect on these questions. How do you typically start your day? What are your first thoughts and actions? Do you feel your mornings set the tone for your entire day? How so? What changes could you make to your daily routine to cultivate more positive beginnings? Imagine a world where every beginning is a conscious act of creation. This is the power we hold, the potential for transforming our lives through the wisdom of mindful beginnings. Chapter 2: The Majesty of the Small, Embracing the Power of Little Things. Key takeaway: true greatness lies not in grand gestures, but in diligently and lovingly tending to the small tasks and duties of everyday life. This chapter dives into the profound significance of seemingly insignificant details. It dismantles the myth that greatness is achieved by seeking grand accomplishments while neglecting the mundane tasks. The author asserts that true mastery comes from meticulously attending to every duty, no matter how small, with dedication, unselfishness, and a focus on perfection. The author contrasts the attitude of the foolish, who dismiss trivial tasks, with the wisdom of the great, who see the inherent value in every moment and action. By diligently and lovingly embracing even the smallest tasks, we cultivate strength, character, and ultimately true greatness. Reflect on these questions. Are there any tasks in your life that you tend to neglect or rush through? How can you approach your daily tasks with more intention and care, even the ones you consider boring or unimportant? What opportunities do you have to cultivate strength and character by diligently attending to the small things? Remember, the greatest works of art, the most successful businesses, and the most fulfilling lives are built on a foundation of meticulously tended details. By embracing the power of the small, we unlock a path towards a life of greater purpose, harmony, and inner peace. Chapter 3: The Alchemy of Challenges: Transforming Obstacles into Opportunities. Key takeaway: difficulties are not meant to be feared or avoided, but embraced as opportunities for growth, wisdom, and ultimately greater blessedness. This chapter challenges the common perception of difficulties as inherently negative forces. The author argues that difficulties are, in fact, necessary catalysts for personal growth, arising from our ignorance and limitations and prompting us to seek knowledge and strength. By confronting challenges with courage and determination, we develop greater insight, strength, and wisdom. Each obstacle overcome expands our capacity for understanding and enables us to navigate life's complexities with greater clarity and grace. Reflect on these questions. How do you typically react to challenges? Do you tend to avoid them, complain about them, or embrace them as opportunities? What are some of the difficulties you are currently facing? How can you reframe them as opportunities for growth and learning? What tools and strategies can you employ to approach challenges with more courage and resilience? Remember, every obstacle, every challenge is a chance to transcend our limitations and emerge stronger and wiser. By embracing this truth, we can transform seemingly insurmountable barriers into stepping stones on our path towards a more fulfilling and joyful life. Chapter 4: The Art of Burden Dropping: Releasing the Weight of Self-Imposed Suffering. Key takeaway: suffering is not an inevitable fate, but a self-imposed burden created by our own selfishness, ignorance, and attachment. We can choose to liberate ourselves from this weight by embracing love, relinquishing self-pity, and finding joy in the present moment. This chapter addresses the common tendency to view burdens as a necessary evil, a testament to our suffering. The author dismantles this notion, explaining that true burdens stem not from external circumstances, but from our own inner state of mind, particularly from our attachment to self-centered desires and fears. The chapter offers a powerful call to action, to abandon the false belief that we are condemned to carry heavy burdens, and instead embrace the liberating power of self-compassion, acceptance, and love. By shifting our focus from our perceived hardships to the joy that exists within and around us, we can free ourselves from the weight of self-imposed suffering. Reflect on these questions. What burdens are you carrying in your life? What are the sources of your current difficulties? How do you typically cope with difficult situations? Do you tend to complain, dwell on negativity, or find ways to release the weight of your burdens? What steps can you take to cultivate greater self-compassion, acceptance, and love in your life? Remember, you are not destined to a life of constant struggle. By embracing the practice of burden dropping, you can cultivate lightness, joy, and a sense of freedom that allows you to live more fully in the present moment. Chapter 5: The Divine Alchemy of Sacrifice: Embracing Loss as the Path to Greater Gain. Key takeaway: true sacrifice is not about losing something valuable, but about relinquishing the false and embracing the true. By sacrificing selfish desires, we cultivate greater strength, compassion, and ultimately, a profound sense of inner peace and joy. This chapter unveils the paradoxical nature of sacrifice. It challenges the conventional view of sacrifice as a painful act of giving up something desirable. Instead, the author presents sacrifice as a transformative process of shedding the false and embracing the true, ultimately leading to greater gain and liberation. The chapter emphasizes the importance of internal sacrifices. This means relinquishing harmful thoughts and habits, such as anger, unkindness, impatience, indulgence, self-assertion, greed, hatred, and vanity, which ultimately cause suffering both for ourselves and those around us. By embracing the spirit of sacrifice, we cultivate inner peace, clarity, and a greater capacity for love and compassion. Reflect on these questions. What are some of the selfish desires and habits that you are holding on to? How could relinquishing these habits lead to greater happiness and fulfillment in your life? What steps can you take today to cultivate a more selfless and compassionate heart? Remember, every act of sacrifice, however small, is a step towards a more fulfilling and liberated life. By embracing this path of selflessness, we open ourselves to a world of endless possibilities, where true joy and peace become our constant companions. Chapter 6: The Embrace of Oneness, Discovering the Path of Unconditional Sympathy. Key takeaway: true sympathy stems from understanding and compassion, free from judgment and self-interest. By cultivating a deep sense of oneness with all beings, we unlock a profound source of inner peace and joy. This chapter explores the transformative power of sympathy. It challenges the common misconception that sympathy is simply feeling sorry for someone. True sympathy, the author asserts, arises from a deep understanding of others, embracing their experiences and recognizing our inherent oneness with them. The chapter emphasizes the importance of overcoming prejudice, egotism, and self-centeredness to develop true sympathy. This requires recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings and viewing ourselves as part of a greater whole. By opening our hearts to the needs and experiences of others, we discover a profound sense of unity and a source of lasting joy. Reflect on these questions. How do you typically approach your interactions with others? Do you tend to judge them, compete with them, or strive to understand them? How can you cultivate greater empathy and compassion in your daily life? What steps can you take to foster a deeper sense of unity and interconnectedness with those around you? Remember, the world is a tapestry woven with threads of shared experiences, struggles, and aspirations. By embracing the path of sympathy, we discover the beauty of interconnectedness and cultivate a heart overflowing with love, compassion, and true joy. Chapter 7: The Forgiveness Formula, Releasing the Burden of Resentment and Cultivating Inner Peace. Key takeaway: holding on to resentment is like carrying a heavy weight on our hearts, causing unnecessary suffering. By embracing forgiveness, we free ourselves from the shackles of anger, bitterness, and self-imposed pain, paving the way for inner peace and true joy. This chapter delves into the destructive nature of resentment and the transformative power of forgiveness. The author emphasizes that resentment is a self-inflicted wound, causing pain and sorrow not only for the victim, but also for the perpetrator. The chapter emphasizes that forgiveness is not condoning wrong actions, but rather releasing ourselves from the negative energy they create. By choosing forgiveness, we choose to break free from the cycle of bitterness, resentment, and suffering, allowing for healing, growth, and a deeper sense of peace and harmony. Reflect on these questions. Are you holding on to any resentments? What are the sources of your anger and bitterness? How is holding on to these resentments affecting you? What are the costs of harboring anger and bitterness in your heart? What steps can you take to cultivate a more forgiving heart? Remember, forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves. By choosing to forgive, we choose to step into a world of peace, harmony, and true joy. Chapter 8: The Light of Understanding, Embracing Compassion in Place of Judgment. Key takeaway: true evil lies not in the actions of others, but in ignorance and delusion. By cultivating compassion and understanding, we can release the burden of judgment and embrace a more peaceful and enlightened world. This chapter explores the transformative power of seeing no evil. It challenges the tendency to judge others, to perceive them as inherently evil, and instead to see their actions as stemming from ignorance and a lack of understanding. The author emphasizes that the path to true enlightenment lies in recognizing our own imperfections and extending compassion to those who are struggling. By shedding judgment and embracing understanding, we open our hearts to a world filled with grace, forgiveness, and love. Reflect on these questions. How do you typically perceive the actions of others? Do you judge them harshly, or do you seek to understand the root causes of their behavior? How can you cultivate greater compassion and understanding in your daily interactions with others? What steps can you take to shift your perspective from judgment to forgiveness and understanding? Remember, every human being is on a unique journey, navigating their own challenges and struggles. By embracing compassion and understanding, we create a world where judgment is replaced with empathy and where true peace and harmony can flourish. Chapter 9. The Everlasting Song of Joy, Cultivating a Heart Overflowing with Unwavering Peace. Key takeaway: true joy is not fleeting pleasure but a state of abiding peace and contentment, rooted in the elimination of selfishness and the embrace of love. This chapter unveils the secret to abiding joy. It dismantles the common belief that happiness is found in external possessions, fleeting pleasures, or the pursuit of self-gratification. Instead, the author asserts that true joy is a state of inner peace and contentment, attainable through the cultivation of selfless love, compassion, and a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all beings. The chapter emphasizes that true joy is not a destination but a journey, a gradual unfolding of our true nature. By diligently pursuing the practices outlined in previous chapters, embracing beginnings, cherishing the small, facing challenges, shedding burdens, sacrificing selfishness, extending sympathy, practicing forgiveness, and seeing no evil, we can cultivate a heart overflowing with abiding joy. Reflect on these questions. Where do you typically seek happiness? Do you rely on external sources of pleasure, or do you cultivate inner peace and contentment? What are some of the obstacles that are preventing you from experiencing lasting joy? What steps can you take to cultivate a more joyful and peaceful heart? Remember, the path to abiding joy is within. By diligently pursuing the path of self-discovery and inner transformation, we can unlock a wellspring of joy that transcends the fleeting pleasures of the world and leads to a life filled with true fulfillment. Chapter 10. The Silence of Wisdom, Finding Peace and Clarity in Solitude. Key takeaway: true wisdom is cultivated in silence and solitude, where the mind can quiet its distractions and connect with the deeper truths within. This chapter highlights the essential role of silence and solitude in our spiritual journey. The author emphasizes that the noise and distractions of the external world often prevent us from accessing the inner wisdom and peace that lie dormant within. The chapter encourages us to make space for regular periods of solitude, where we can quiet our minds, reflect on our experiences, and connect with the deeper truths of our being. Through this practice, we cultivate clarity, self-awareness, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Reflect on these questions. How much time do you dedicate to silence and solitude? How do you typically use your alone time? What are some of the benefits you have experienced from spending time in silence and solitude? What changes could you make to your daily routine to incorporate more moments of quiet reflection? Remember, silence is not emptiness but a fertile ground for wisdom and peace. By embracing the practice of solitude, we create a sanctuary for our souls, a space where we can cultivate inner strength, clarity, and a deeper connection to our true selves. Chapter 11. The Strength of Self-Reliance, Standing Alone, Supported by the Truth Within. Key takeaway: true self-reliance is not about isolation, but about finding our strength and guidance within, independent of external validation or dependence on others. This chapter emphasizes the importance of finding an immovable center within ourselves. The author argues that reliance on external sources of validation, happiness, or support will inevitably lead to disappointment and suffering. True peace and fulfillment come from cultivating a deep sense of self-reliance, drawing strength and guidance from the wisdom and truth that resides within. The chapter challenges us to cultivate a sense of inner fortitude, trusting in our own judgment and acting with integrity, regardless of external opinions. By embracing self-reliance, we free ourselves from the shackles of fear, insecurity, and the need for validation, paving the way for a life of greater autonomy, confidence, and inner peace. Reflect on these questions. How dependent are you on external sources of validation or support? What are some ways in which you can cultivate greater self-reliance in your life? What steps can you take to develop a stronger sense of inner fortitude and trust in your own judgment? Remember, the power to shape your life, to create your own destiny, lies within you. By embracing self-reliance, you unlock your full potential, creating a life of purpose, confidence, and unwavering peace. Chapter 12. The Harmony of Simplicity. Embracing the unfailing laws of life. Key takeaway: life, when lived in accordance with its natural laws, is inherently simple and abundant. By understanding and embracing these laws, we can release the burden of unnecessary desires, cultivate inner harmony, and live in a state of constant fulfillment. This chapter reveals the underlying simplicity of life, a truth obscured by our relentless pursuit of unnecessary desires. The author explains that every aspect of life operates according to universal laws, including the realm of our spiritual well-being. The chapter encourages us to abandon the relentless pursuit of possessions and fleeting pleasures, and instead to focus on fulfilling our true needs. By understanding and embracing the natural laws of life, we can release the burden of insatiable desire, cultivate inner harmony, and experience a life of true abundance and fulfillment. Reflect on these questions. What are some of your deepest desires? How are these desires serving or hindering your happiness and fulfillment? How can you simplify your life, releasing yourself from the pursuit of unnecessary possessions and experiences? What steps can you take to become more mindful of the natural laws that govern your life? Remember, true abundance lies not in acquiring more, but in fulfilling your true needs and living in harmony with the natural order of life. By embracing simplicity, we create a life filled with peace, contentment, and a profound sense of connection to the universe. Chapter 13. The Promise of Happy Endings. Embracing the fulfillment that lies within. Key takeaway: life, when lived authentically and in accordance with the laws of love and wisdom, is naturally filled with happy endings, both in the material and spiritual realms. This chapter reminds us that a life lived in accordance with love, wisdom, and the natural laws of the universe is inherently filled with happy endings. These endings are not simply a consequence of fortunate circumstances, but the natural result of a life lived with purpose, integrity, and compassion. The chapter emphasizes that true happiness is not a destination to be reached, but a state of being, a way of life. By embracing the practices outlined in previous chapters, we can cultivate a heart filled with joy, peace, and a deep sense of fulfillment, ensuring that every chapter of our lives is marked by happy endings. Reflect on these questions. What would a happy ending look like for you? How can you make choices today that will contribute to a life filled with happy endings? What are some steps you can take to cultivate a greater sense of joy, peace, and fulfillment in your life? Remember, the pursuit of a happy ending is not a linear path, but a constant process of self-discovery and transformation. By embracing the wisdom of this audiobook, you can create a life filled with meaning, purpose, and the enduring joy that comes from living in harmony with your true self and the universe. Conclusion: the invitation to embark on a journey of self-discovery. This audiobook has offered you a glimpse into the hidden byways of blessedness, revealing the path to a life of profound joy, peace, and fulfillment. This knowledge is a powerful tool for transforming your life, but it is only through the conscious choice to embrace these principles, to live them fully in your daily experiences, that you can truly unlock the boundless potential that lies within. We encourage you to revisit these teachings, to reflect on their meaning, and to integrate them into your everyday life. Remember, this journey is not about achieving a perfect state of being, but about embracing the continuous process of transformation, of constantly growing closer to your true self and the divine essence that resides within. Your support is invaluable in helping us bring this transformative knowledge to the world. Please consider making a donation to help us create more life-changing content and empower individuals to live lives filled with purpose and joy. Donate by clicking the link in the description or texting I love yoga to 53555. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more valuable content. We are grateful for your presence on this journey. Let us walk together towards a world filled with peace, compassion, and the abiding joy that lies within us all.